Hey, okay, it'll take you a few moments before you see that I'm on. So, we've got people already here. Hello, Brandy. And hello, Alexander, the Ganja Shaman. Yay. Hello, Alexander. Hello, Brandy. Waiting, and let's see. Waiting for some other people to come in. I'm making a little chain for my dragon ship charm here. A little dragon ship. I think it's really cute. Um, Hi. If you don't know, I am D Ocean, and this is my channel, D Ocean's Deep Woo. And before we go any further, do you love me? Well, if you do, d- could you please leave a like and maybe subscribe and all that kind of thing? And it would help me to get noticed by other people. We here do's deepest of woo. And basically, this channel has gone through many incarnations, sort of. It's gone through many iterations in the time that I've had it up. But I am um, mostly saying right now, we are like a citizen journalism. And I mean, citizen journalists are the only ones that are telling the truth half the time, right? Um, but mostly, and for the deepest of woo, I mean, we do the deepest of woo here, but it has become a support group for supernatural people, for magicians, uh, not the kind of fake magicians, illusionist types, but real magic. I mean, people who are really magical, who are star seeds, who do Reiki, who like crystals, who maybe they're um, shamans, maybe they are, anybody who is basically magical and knows they are. And um, we're like family here, and we know that we're star seeds. We know that we're stardust. We're magic, just like in the song. We are stardust, we are golden. Anyway, I invite you to join the chat, a live chat when we're live. When we're not, please comment because it helps us get found. Stoned Epiphany Taro. Well, there's an interesting name. Okay. We just did the Starseed Oracle reading. Okay, cool. Andy Groove is in, and Chloe, the counting countess. She's a counting countess with the 1, 2, 3, and we just know her as Chloe. Ha ha ha. So, honestly, we are now a family of light workers, of magical types, of star seeds, people who know. Basically, we're not guessing. There is such a thing as magic. There is the supernatural. We're not guessing about it. We are it. You know, it's not even a question anymore. Is there such a thing as life after? Of course, there freaking is. Some of us have been unalive. for, you know, minutes to hours, you know? So we've seen the other side. We've seen the other side even while alive of what's in the etheric realms. And some of us travel the etheric realms. And I myself am shamanic for that reason. And the shaman life chose me, you know? So, did James come in? Hi, James. Oh, and the first question of the night. How do I know? How do you know if you're starseed? It's actually pretty easy. Are you attracted to the stars? Are you attracted to space? Do you like shows about space? Do you feel akin to ETs, for instance? Um, do you have an inner knowing that this is not where you originally came from? Those kind of questions. Many of us have sometimes a very foggy memory of where we were before. Some of us have been contacted by our stellar family. Some of us are in ongoing contact with our stellar family, as I am. Starseeds have a tendency to be outsiders most of their lives, or feel that way. But, if you can really relate to programs like Star Trek, Deep Space Nine, Star Wars, or any of those, Babylon 5 or Andromeda or whatever, you're probably starseed. You're a starseed. But I must go back because actually no human is from here, really. As we're finding more and more obvious, no human is really from here. So in the beginning, we were all starseeds. So the fact that you're walking around a human body, anciently, maybe not recently, but anciently, you were starseed. And if you have Native American blood, you are starseed. Hey, no, how you doing? What are the other types of non-human forms we can take while still in this human physical body? I'm not sure what you mean, but oh, you mean shapeshifters? As in human forms, non-human forms. I'm not sure we've all explored all of that. Yeah, I'm not sure what you mean by that. Hey, no. As in other than being a starseed. I didn't really understand that either. Well, actually, why doesn't my chat room help you with that? Maybe somebody in my chat room can help you with that. There's a list there. Most of us are star seeds. We know we're not from here. We all have always had a feeling that really this isn't where we came from. That seems to be the biggest and most pervasive one, is that we kind of have known all along that we weren't really from here. If that's not your story, that's fine. I mean, if you are a magical type and perhaps you are more like a lot of us are feel more akin with the fairy folk and that kind of energy. But then again, the fairy folk aren't from here either, originally. Probably, I mean, as far as I can determine. But the magical people, light workers, it's mostly, well, it usually starts out with a sense of just not belonging here. Sometimes there are vague memories of somewhere else. Often there is a feeling of homesickness, and you don't know why, and you don't know wherefore. Those are two very common starseed feelings or indications. If you don't feel you belong here and you from time to time have homesickness to go back home, but where's home? Yes. Well, most of us are star seeds and in one form or another. And having a connection to something bigger and more protective. Um, yep, I know I do. Uh, as a matter of fact, but I call that bigger thing God, but God is all of us, the collective, in my mind, in my experience. So, and I'll explain how I came to that is when I was meditating and I followed the instructions to be still and know that I am God, I was still and was thinking about that quote. And then it dawned on me to just follow the instructions. No, I am God. Oh, that means I am God. Cool. I'm God. It's right there. And then so are you, because you can do the same thing. You can sit and know that I am God. So to me, God is everybody. God is everything. That's the way we have an omniscient God. God is all knowing, all seeing, and all of that because God's everything. And what are we? We're God having a human experience right now. Why? Because what else is there to do when you're eternal but have experiences? I don't know. Maybe there's more than that. But definitely having experiences would be one of the things you'd want to do. I think. So anyway, that's my reasoning. Yes, I can say look up Billy Carson. He's on YouTube. He says a lot of the very same stuff that I do. I agree with most of what he says. And, yeah, I studied re various religions, actually. I studied for a long time different religions. I was really interested in knowing the truth about that. But eventually, I just did the instructions. It just occurred to me what a joke it was that people were calling this being that they were seeing it as outside of themselves. The great I am, the great I am. Oh, this great being is like, what does it mean though? I am God. I am God. They're trying to tell you, look, it's trying to tell you who you are. When you realize, and ever since I realized that, and I started affirming, I'm God, and so are you, then all kinds of things were possible and all kinds of things made sense. All kinds of things made sense after that. Like, what are we doing? We're having experiences. Why? Because what else would you do with eternity? How can God be all powerful and all knowing and so on and so forth? Because God's everything. It's so easy. It's so simple. Of course. Of course. It answered every question. And so, if I am God and so are you, then doesn't that make another thing that we hear that the one they called Jesus said, but that was not his name. His name was Yeshua ben Joseph. But because there was no J back then, um, another thing he said was, know ye not that ye are gods and sons of gods. So I'm there like, wait a minute. Every time I would say that in Sunday school, because I came from a religious family, every time I said something like that, it'd be like, whoa, no, you can't talk about that passage. No, no, absolutely not. Right? You can't talk about that. Mm. You need born again. Let me tell you, I was born again several times because they just couldn't get it out of me. So, as far as I'm concerned, anytime they push against something, a question like that hard, it's a good indication you're onto something. Well, I looked into so many things. Yes. You usually were interested in space, UFO topics, etc. Yep. My chat room knows these things. Wow, it's really hard to read that print. No, really, really hard. Um, so basically, I guess it came to me separately, but then I found other people who came to the same conclusion. Hey, Jackie. Now, I remember, I do have some memories of where I'm from. Not everybody does. Some people just know it ain't here. That's a star seed. That's most likely star seed. If you feel like you don't belong here, even if you're not quite sure where you do belong, you may still be a star seed. But that's okay because some of us are magical, just magical types. Some of us are very connected to the earth for many generations. But almost all the Native Americans feel they're from the stars, and I'm Native American on my mother's side. So among the Native Americans, it's just common knowledge that we're not from here. Then they tried to tell the crazy white men that, and the crazy white men said, no, no, can't be like that. You're crazy. That's okay. Hi, James. Yeah, that cursive thing is very strange. I couldn't hardly read that. I love you too. Hey, there's Scotty, the pantless wonder. So, and I've told that story many times, but yes, I looked at lots of different beliefs. And I even looked into the actual Bible, and I was raised Christian, but I had the very good fortune of being raised in a church eh, um, that believed in miracles. They very much believed in miracles. So I had the concept at an early age that things could be done without any physical intervention, except in some cases laying on of hands. But things could be done in a non physical way, and miracles could happen. That was just a part of my life. My dad healed my dog when I was young of paralysis, and I watched him do that. And I watched and I watched these things. I watched my mother get healed. I saw other people get healed. I realized that there was a lot more than science. I mean, and for a while I tried to embrace science to fit in and tried to be very logical and linear. I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't sustain it. I couldn't sustain it because it just wasn't true. You know, I mean, science is right about everything until they're wrong, right? I mean, they have all of these things that are being called into question now. The Big Bang is being called into question. That didn't really happen. They have found, why? Oh, gee, they have found evidence the Big Bang never happened, not the way they said it did. If so, everything would be flying apart at the same rate. It's not. It's not. So, Big Bang didn't happen like they said. History didn't happen. We got a lot of evidence. History never happened like they said. Um, Speed of light is not a constant. Time is not fixed. Um, Mandela effect disproves a lot of things too. I mean, there's a certain amount of things that can be explained logically. Mandela effect, other things cannot, absolutely cannot. And in my mind, absolutely cannot be explained by any logical means, except that things have changed, except that we have jumped reality lines. So there's been plenty of proof in my life, and enough proof to convince me, and I don't really care to convert anybody else because I don't really care. If if you believe me or not, if you want to hang around and are willing to entertain the thought, that's cool, hang around. If it's not for you, it's not for you. And this channel has never been monetized, so I'm not worried about getting demonetized or anything. Maybe demonized, but not demonetized. Gemini, jumping Gemini's here in drum stud that we know is really, it is actually Mary, right? Hi, Mary, Mary. Hi, Jackie. Hi, Jackie. Hi, Jackie. Yes, so anyway, I guess I was just due to be a shaman too, as I felt like, and this is the way it always seems to be with shamans, it feels like you were chosen. That's why I have my little joke, the shaman life chose me. Actually, you choose the shaman life before you are born, and many lifetimes before, usually before this one. I mean, when you get called to shamanism in this life, usually you've been a shaman for a long time in many other lives. And I'm not saying past lives either, you notice? And that's because in truth, there aren't any past lives or future lives. Everything's happening concurrently. Science is beginning to understand this if we talk about quantum theory, that there really isn't past and future. Actually, we see it linear, but everything is now, which is why now is the point of power. And when people say, well, you can't change the past, well, I think Mandela effect is here to say, why, heck yes, you can. Why, sure you can. Why not? Come on, get with the times here. Get with the program. Of course we can. Don't hijack it. Yeah. Scotty is taking my advice and telling everybody he loves them. Isn't that sweet? Love you, Scotty. Love all you guys. Love you. So, here's a few things that have come up to my attention is that apparently, and this is because of a client that Gemini had, we mention no names. Apparently, what came out of this interaction with this client is an awareness that we have somehow the human species. Interesting that we talk about what it is to be human and starseed, that somehow we have a contract with the tall grays. And although we've broken it individually, there may be what I would call perhaps a collective contract, as in the human race with the grays. Now, the awareness that Gemini has about this is that they have been using a lot of loopholes to get by, although this contract expired either in 2012 or 2021. Well, maybe some of them expired at both or either time. Maybe some contracts, but this universal contract, I believe, might be the one that I have heard other people speak of that was over in 2012 because they thought we were going to get wiped out. So they didn't think there was any need for it to go past 2012. But then, miraculously, we weren't wiped out. So it should have closed maybe that far back. Okay. And certainly by 2021, it should have closed. It should have been over. Should have been completely over. But somehow they've been using loopholes. And this had something to do with them assuring us that accepting their terms of this contract would help us advance, accelerate our ascension. That it would help us accelerate our ascension. But we've seen no signs that it has. In fact, we've seen the opposite. Therefore, we are asking the question, can this simply be dissolved? Since it would be they who broke the agreement. Mm-hmm. So could we not come in front of some cosmic court of law and say, look, because this person, this client is being harassed by tall grays. Now, the grays are supposed to be out of here anyway, at least the small ones. At least one group of them have buzzed on out of here because they were just here for genetic reasons, pick up genetic material, and they're gone because the genome's been polluted by the mRNA experiment that they were doing on the whole populace. So there is more than one group of grays. By the way, there's more than one group of ETs we would call grays. Hello, Max Vision. How you doing, John? Ho, Max. Gemini says Gemini is calling Max a hoe. Yeah, I kind of like Maximilian. It's got that million in it. You know, I like Maximilian. Like, I might even want to give my cat, my little kitty, Cowboy Maximilian. Yes, is that your last name? Maximilian, do you like it? You're not sure, huh? No? You like Cowboy the Manx better. Okay. Yeah, he's showing his little lack of a tail there. So he says, no, I think I'm staying Cowboy the Manx. He's a Manxie and he's got no tail, but we gave him a tail. Yes, we told his tail, although he doesn't have one. Okay, he's got one little tiny, teeny vertebra. Slave name. Are you saying that John is your slave name? Oh, gee, I'm sorry, Maximilian. Meow, meow, meow. Yeah, story with all the bobcats is being cats, they didn't wanna come when they were called to Noah's Ark, right? They didn't wanna come in the ark, and they were the last, the very last. And they got their tails caught in the door, of course. That's the story, but of course, that isn't why. They just had no need for those extra tails. They had more of a need to stay warm, didn't you? Because, they come from a wet and cold place, a place that's cold and wet a lot, and having a not having that tail, they probably freeze their tail off, literally. A baby skunk. What about a baby skunk? I have honestly skunks are so cute, at Odd Mall, there was the, skunk rescue people were at Odd Mall, carrying around a couple of skunks that you could pet, and they are the sweetest little guys. They are such sweet little guys, little skunkies. They really are. Tall gray CIA operatives, and you may be right about that too. Aw, little skunkies. Yeah, they came into the courtyard one time, and this was in the middle of town. They came into the courtyard, but you gotta realize that we're surrounded by parks. Everywhere you go, in every direction, we have parks. So they wandered into our courtyard, and they did their dance in front of me, their mating dance, which is so cute. And they're so fluffy, and they did their little whirling dance, and it was adorable, really. They are adorable, and they whirl and whirl and whirl, and then guess they get dizzy after a while, and then they walk away and kinda stagger off from each other for a few minutes, and then it isn't long before they're whirling around again. They're giving it another whirl. So, uh, hi, Pam. How you doing? Hey, I am Pam. Oh, you tried to pick it up? Well, there you go. Yeah, you don't. Yeah, piss off a skunk, and you won't be doing that again. Yeah, they say you only piss off a skunk one time usually. Pam, a long time no see. How you doing? So basically, um, now what I'm asking y'all, is what do you think of this situation? We're thinking, I asked Paul. Paul had about the same opinion I did, which was, yeah, if we have some agreement, then can't we say, "Oh, we don't feel very accelerated," and, get this contract avoided? the contract that supposedly humanity has with the tall grays. Now, how and why this exactly happened, this happened, I guess, thousands of years ago. So, hey, Lady Spellbreaker. Yes, I was explaining how, due to a client that Gemini had, she did a kind of a deep dive on what was bothering her client and found out that though she had broken a personal contract, managed to get that nulled and voided and broken and gotten rid of that, which I advise everybody to do if you have any kind of contract, to break all contracts with any of these beings. But that did not finish it. And then when she took a deeper dive, it turned out that there was some kind of universal human contract with the tall grays. So now we're trying, and that contract had to do with hastening our ascension process. Now, it looks to me like if they did not do that, if they actually held us back, then that contract should be null and void. They broke it. So I'm asking you, crew, what say you? Yay! I'm groovy. Oh, double pink eye, Chloe, yow. Well, don't you mean you're about to be in control? Ooh, manifestation mode. Everybody look out. Okay. Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, my contract, all my contracts, and whether that be collective or individual, are no, that's over. But do we need to cancel or can we cancel this universal contract? So that was the question that was posed to me. Should we do that? So I thought I'd bring it up to you guys. Yeah, see, I can't see myself agreeing to that ever. But yeah, I should think that since it's outlived its time too, that it should be pretty easily canceled if you feel you are subject to that contract by just saying, "Ah, I cannot see where it fulfilled its purpose." So it has nothing to do with, yeah, I mean, this was all supposed to be over a long time ago. We're already into 24. So, as far as I'm concerned, You're a free agent. Yeah, me too. Yeah, let's see. You know, there are frequency videos for pink eye too. There was really a lot of pink eye going on in Japan because there was this phenomena of eyeball licking. Yes, they actually had that as a fad, eyeball licking. And of course, they were coming up with pink eye. There you go. Yeah, that's another thought, Gemini. If this person cancels all contracts, that would be included too. I guess what we're asking is, should we cancel it for the whole species? Being that we are right now, currently, that species. Yes, eyeball licking. Well, being a warrior and all of that has absolutely nothing to do with the tall grays, as far as I know, Lady Spellbreaker. I mean, that's a whole different thing, I would say. Okay. Well, it's not my problem. I mean, I'm not having a problem with them, but somebody else seems to be still having a problem. Maybe she needs to, maybe the person in question, Gemini, needs to come to that for herself. Yeah. See, because that's what I was thinking too. We could get it nulled and voided, but is that concurrent with other people's plan? Not all of us have the same plan, so not all of us would have the same answer to that. See, that's the thing. We wouldn't all, like, I'm fairly sure it's not covering me. I broke every contract. Right. Because the more I thought about it, well, we could ask that it be done according to divine, if it's not interfering with any divine. We could ask that maybe people who would like to, who need to, or whose progress is maybe being stunted by that contract, that they get the information to cancel their contract so that they can cancel it themselves. Then there would be absolutely, that would incur no karma for us, for any of us. I mean, because something was telling me be careful with that. Sure, we could do a lot of things, but be careful with that. So let's see what the sign people are saying. Hang on, I'm tying a knot here in my do not. I'm going to use as a closure, I'm going to use a piece of Uperlite, which comes from Michigan and reacts with UV light. I really like this stuff. Gonna put it down for now. Hello, Data Girl. Yeah, I think that's a good idea, Chloe. Right. Hmm. Okay. So, okay. Now we're moving on to a different matter. Since we're all pretty much in agreement about this, pretty much. Since we're all pretty much in agreement, I guess we're going on to the next order of business, which is, and I think every now and then we want to do this just to remind ourselves, you know, um, signs that we are seeing the end of clown world. And so instead of looking upon the news, which is crazy ass shit every day, right? I mean, if you look at what's going on in the world daily, it's daily crazy shit, right? So I'm looking at it though as signs that clown world is breaking down. There you go, a magic wand wrench. That's what we need. We need the wrenches to look like magic wands. Okay. There you go. Isn't that weird? Sun is now shifting into Sagittarius. It's been an Ophiuchus, but it's going to dip back during Merry Christmas Day. Ah, that's funny. Just in honor of that, Lady Free Fly Flow Flum, Free Flow is your other name. Free Flow, Free Fly Flow Flum. Look out, baby, here it comes. No, there's my ring. There's my snake ring for Ophiuchus. There you go. I'm going to wear my snake ring. There. I'll wear it on my middle finger so I can just show it off like that. There we go. Okay. I've got some cookies. Wish I could give you one. That's some nice cookies. What? No. Jupiter and Mercury will station back direct on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. Okay. I have enough boobs for the whole class. I mean, E's. They're either double D's or E's, depending on the brand. So I got enough boobs for years. Anyway. Oh, okay. So, Lady Spellbreaker, do you want to come in for a minute and give us the rundown? There. You think that Santa's going to bring you boobies this year, Scotty? I'd look out if I were you. If you get a hold of Krampus instead, you could just look down one day and go, "Oh, holy." A spot of coffee. Okay. Well, Scotty, if you end up with big boobs, don't come to me crying. Wake up Christmas morning and Scotty's got a pair of double D knockers. These days it'd make you really popular, I guess. You dye your hair some funky color and get yourself all kinds of dates. Oh, well, see, you didn't say that though, Scotty. See, that's why I'm saying you better be careful. Be careful what you wish for. Be careful what you wish. Just a hot little elf effect. Oh, come on, Scotty. You'd be playing with them all day if you had them. You'd be playing with them all day. You'd never.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello,
Hey.
darling.
Hey, baby, how you doing?
I'm hanging in here. How are you?
I'm groovy.
That's good. I've been working 8 days a week.
8 days a week.
Yes, indeed. I can't see the chat at the moment. I'm getting my coffee together.
Okay. Well, coffee's important.
It is. It's a mushroom coffee.
Oh, good. Yes, I have mushroom coffee. I love that stuff.
Yeah, it's got cacao, maca root, B vitamins, and lion's mane and chaga mushrooms, I think.
Hmm.
So I got my driver's license. I don't have it.
Yay.
It got fully reinstated on the 12/12 Ophiuchus new moon. Can you believe it?
Oh, that's groovy.
Super groovy. So I already paid the $250 reinstatement fee, and then, well, the suspension fee, and now I gotta pay another $500. That's why I got a job, a real job.
Oh my God, a real job.
I had to go get a job so I could manifest a little quicker.
Hmm.
No, I'm
Hmm.
gonna be looking
Hmm.
for a
Hmm.
place with a fellow grower because I just made all these products. Look, hold on, let me see if I can flip my camera around.
You know what? It was really cool. We went to we went to Odd Mall. They had somebody there selling edibles
Yeah.
and very, very good ones. I mean, the only thing is that it was so freaking strong that I felt it for the next day. I mean, I had a hangover the next day.
Oh, that's not good. That's my pain salve I made
Ah,
with CBD and CBG hemp oil.
cool.
So there's a whole jar of it. I just poured some into tins. That's really not good if it gives you a hangover the next day.
Well, it's not like a hangover, more like I was just still stoned the next day. And then I was still a little bit stoned the day after that, slightly. It's like, wow, that was a 3-day long affair.
That's so long. I
Yeah.
don't even like that feeling anymore. I don't smoke.
Then
I don't
again,
smoke.
then again, well, I wanted it because I had the pain. And it was my birthday, and Jason was being nice, and he gave me half of a edible. Well, you're only supposed to take a fourth.
Yeah. Oh.
But we didn't know that. He didn't know that. So he gave me half. And yeah, you're supposed to take a fourth and then see what it does, how it affects you. But he
Yeah.
gave me a half and then also a half a gummy.
Oh.
Well, that was way more than I really needed. But I was out of pain for 3 days. Yay! I had no pain. Absolutely no pain. No.
That's good. That's really good.
So actually, I was glad about that. So 3-day high benders. Yeah, I really got my money's worth. Yep, absolutely.
I guess so.
Yep, we did. And Jason, because they gave him a veterans discount. So Jason got a discount. So I have a bunch of gummies and some edibles.
Oh, that's good.
If I get to where I'm needing them, I would certainly take that before I'd take pharmaceuticals. Oh, you've had the edible hangover. Yeah, it didn't feel exactly like a hangover, but it did feel like I was still stoned for 3 days. So, and feeling actually pretty good, physically. It
Hey,
took
that's
care
not
of some
fun.
stuff physically, which is nice. I mean, because honestly, I would rather do that. I would rather use that or alcohol than I would use pharmaceuticals because we've been, as human beings, we've been drinking alcohol a long time. And alcohol doesn't affect me like it affects some people. Some people, they are different the minute alcohol touches them, right? And me, all you'll notice is that I might get just a little bit more, I might get a little more social. But like back in the day, I could consume vast amounts of alcohol and not, people couldn't tell. And a lot of times, really, it was because of pain, because I've had the fibro for many years now. A lot of times, and then I had the back injury, and of course, they cut you off of the pain pills after a while. And so, you know, when you're sick of putting up with the pain and you have to get some stuff done, you have to do something.
What's going on with this?
Hmm.
Am I sideways?
Yes, you are. Hi.
Do you know that I think a lot of nerve pain is like, I don't know what's going on with this. Um, I think it's like the coating on people's nerves is gone and they need to like up all their B vitamins and things like that. There seems to be an abundance of fibromyalgia and neuropathy pain going on
Yes.
all over America. It's a serious epidemic of nerve pain.
There's reason for that, and we know the reason. We've been told the reason. The reason is we're all okay. All of the changes that have been going on with our bodies because of the great shift, okay, have been mostly in the etheric realm, but there's coming down into the physical realm now. And our bodies are going to be changing. And that's another thing I'm going to warn everybody about. Your body's going to be changing. Your physiology is going to be changing. Most of us find that it links back to what our pain, our horrific pain, links back to the spine. Okay. Our spines are going through a transformation right now. It's stuff going back to the spine is that's where we are right now in our shift. So don't be surprised. The other thing is we are being purified, and that was really came through when I was speaking the star language. Both Gemini and Chloe were getting that she was talking about everything's got to be very pure to go on to into the next into 5D. So between those things, let's see. Okay. Hmm. Ah, you have a beautiful, super clear sky. How nice. So
I I
we're
think you're
and
right
so we're
about the
gonna have,
spine.
huh?
I think you're right about the spine, but I truly think a lot of it is the masculine and feminine energy and kundalini balancing.
Yes.
That's all along the spine, and it's gonna actually be, since we just had the Ophiuchus new moon. It was the Ophiuchus new moon on 12/12, and Mercury retrograde right on the 13th.
Right.
It's going to be retrograde. It's retrograde. It started at 11 degrees Sagittarius. And Mercury is going to dip back into the sign of Ophiuchus on Christmas Day. And
Wow.
so it's going to remain in Ophiuchus all the way until it stations back direct on January 1st. 1/1.
Wow.
And both Jupiter and Mercury are going to station back direct simultaneously. Jupiter's been in Aries all this time and it's going to station back direct on New Year's Eve. Mercury is going to station back direct on New Year's Day in the sign of Ophiuchus. And
Wow.
then our next full moon is like on the 26th. So Christmas full moon, and we had our Ophiuchus new moon. So I've been telling everybody to really sit down with a pen and paper, a real pen and real paper, and ask Spirit what you need to release for this final full moon of the year. If
I
you
think that's
really want to
perfect.
manifest in 2024, because honestly, I went live on my channel not long ago. Not for cards. I feel like I'm being called down a different path right now. And if I want to really manifest, I have to use all time and energy ever so wisely, including my words, how much time I spend talking, because it's all energy.
Exactly. Me too.
And a lot of it's unnecessary bantering on and on about the same things over and over. And so a lot of our egos, mine included, will think we don't have things to release. We don't have anything to work on. Only the elites, they need to do this and they need to do that, and then the world will all be perfect. If everybody else could change but me, because I'm already perfect. So I don't have anything to work on. It's everybody else that's the problem. So if we're being honest here, ask your spirit guides to reveal to you what you need to release this December 26th. And what it is, it's going to be a Gemini full moon, I believe. Let me check real quick.
Well, if the new moon was in,
Ophiuchus.
yeah,
It's going to be across from, but at
yeah,
that stage, the sun will be in Sagittarius. Because if you want to bring in the new year right, I don't even have my monthly calendar for January yet. I do have a calendar for the wall for next year, but while I was live talking about Ophiuchus being related to Chiron, the wounded healer, an
right.
orb flew right by my head. An orb flew in. My friend Sharon said in Scotland, she was watching it straight away after I did it. And she was like, you had an orb fly right by your head as soon as you said related to Chiron, the wounded healer, when you were talking about Ophiuchus. She said, and then you said Ophiuchus new moon, and your lights went out. my power strip glitched when the little space heater kicked on, and I was like, oh, I gotta go back and watch that.
Oh, that is funny.
So that was my sign, and then I got the news on Mercury retrograde 12/13 that my license went through.
Yay.
So it was all
I
divine.
haven't been through that process yet. I'm getting ready. I'm fixing to do that pretty soon.
That's good. Real
So
good. You got this.
it's going to happen.
It
I
is
just
gonna
have to
happen.
be patient.
Yep. And honestly, I just sent my friend the book, the book The Secret. Have you ever read the book The Secret?
I know about it. I haven't read it.
Oh, well, it's all about manifestation. Um, let me see. And then the law of attraction and how to manifest and draw out your vision board and get cutouts from magazines or whatever it is you're trying to manifest. If you make like a vision board.
Yeah, I've heard of that, making vision boards and stuff. I have heard of that. I've heard of all that. I've done stuff like that. Yeah. And it doesn't work for everybody though.
I
It's
know.
it's not really something that works for everybody and for different reasons, you know. Um
Mental blocks and uncleared whatever contracts,
mhm.
uncleared contracts. If you've got things that you haven't done or worked on, you might not be able to manifest. The universe is not going to open those doors for you. If I have uncleared stuff, that uncleared karma, uncleared many, whatever things that I haven't done or worked on, the universe is not
Hi,
going to open those doors.
Elderberry. I'm sorry. Hi, Elderberry. Sure, yeah, things that we need to work on. Well, there's always going to be something that we need to work on. Um, I'm sorry. I'm trying to read the make sure nobody came in that I didn't say hi to. Okay. So,
Okay,
yeah,
7:33. I'm looking for the chart here. Sorry.
that's okay.
7:33 is the full moon, so I'm trying to figure out what degrees it's going to be at where.
There you go. It's right to eyes. We can all let's all throw some healing at Chloe with her
Yeah,
pink eye.
I'm healing to Chloe.
While we're at it.
Scotty, I am getting that book for Christmas. I requested it. I'm so excited about that book. Good job opening the eyes. Yeah, it's going to be, the moon will be at 5 degrees Gemini on a full moon on the 26th at 7:33 Eastern Standard Time. So 6:33 my time. Ooh, that's 6:6. Holy shnikes.
That's funny because I'm 66.
No, I would be 1896.
No, I'm 66 years old now.
Yeah, you are 66.
Get your kicks on Route 66.
And now I'm about to be 44.
Wow. Yeah,
That's
that's right. We were talking about that.
44, and next year is the 888 portal. I'll be 44, 44 for the 888 portal, which is
I'll be
8.
66 for the 888. Wow. Okay. This is going to be very interesting. Okay. We're talking about signs that clown world is about to crumble. It's crumbling. And I think there are some, if you ask me. And one of them is okay, I'm going to just let's enumerate some of the ways that we know the clown world is failing. The reaction of, I don't know how many of you saw Jill Biden's ad for the White House Christmas, how big of a clown show that is.
I did.
I don't know if you've seen that, but a lot of people are looking at that and going, this is the weirdest thing I've ever seen from the White House. It literally looks like a clown show. I mean, Cindy and the Clown should have been playing behind this show or something. Really weird, man. And so, you know, I'm like, that's one. Another one though is, here's an interesting development. There is a senator, and I'm trying to think of her name. Uh, Victoria Sparks, something like that. From Now, this is interesting, and she is just really going after the main things that people are upset about in society. That she's really going for a jugular. She's saying things that I think we all would say if we were in her place. She's from Indiana. She is a legal immigrant, and she was talking how she feels and how her constituents feel about this illegal immigration. And she was just reading them the riot act of how ridiculous they're handling all this stuff. And then I find out that's an interesting name. She has an interesting accent. She's from the Ukraine. She's Ukrainian. She's saying, I come from a communist country. This is the way they were handling things in a communist country. They're turning America into they're trying to turn America into a communist country is basically what it boils down to. And she ought to know because she came from one. Ukrainian. So now I'm thinking, isn't that going to give a little bit of an idea that, I mean, we keep getting urged to support Ukraine, but she wouldn't even want support for Ukraine because, yeah, I mean, what are people going to say? She's Ukrainian, and she's saying we got to close our borders, man. We got to get control of our borders. It's not that she doesn't believe in immigration. It's that she doesn't believe in illegal immigration, and she feels cheated because she had all of these hoops to go through. And so does my friend who's Polish. She had all these hoops to jump through to become an American citizen. And these people are just coming across the border and getting all kinds of freebies. And there is absolutely no consequence for this. There's no consequences. They just come in and get free room and board. And it's insane. And it makes the people who legally come into the country feel like they're being ripped off. And I'm there going, okay, that is going to tumble Clown World. I mean, she's getting a lot of airplay now. She's starting to get a lot of airplay. So, oh yeah, they all tie to all of the physical problems tie to metaphysical issues. That's surprising. So that's one of my signs that things are getting ready to collapse. She has shown up, okay, and she doesn't care. She just says it. She just the other one is Vivek Ramaswamy, who will also just tell people to their face how crazy he thinks they are. He will also just say, "You're lying to our face. You're lying. You're lying about that." He will just say that. So we actually have the rise of a lot of people who are awake and actually saying, this is Clown World. And the first step to Clown World coming down is realizing that that's what you're in. You're not, it's not going to go away from people not knowing what's going on, people kind of just following along blindly. So to me, this gives me a lot of hope that we're coming. We're really it to me. I keep seeing it in my mind like there is this thing online of somebody built this big tower of dominoes. And at first, and they, there's the thing leading up to the dominoes, leading up to this great big tower of dominoes. And so they knock down the line and it goes down the line and it goes into the tower of dominoes. And at first, you don't see anything. However, there's stuff going on inside that tower. And eventually, you start seeing, and it just expands. And pretty soon, they're all coming down. And it looks like a controlled demolition. So I'm looking at this and I'm going, this is great. What I'm seeing is we're in that part where now the dominoes up to that point are falling down. Now they're starting to get inside the structure because this is inside our political structure. Now we're really seeing, we're going to be seeing some action, some things really falling pretty soon. That's what I've been noticing. Now I don't know, maybe you guys have been noticing something different. You know what
I haven't been paying attention.
I sure have. I've been getting out the
I
popcorn too.
I don't watch any of that stuff because it's interfering with my life.
Oh, it doesn't interfere with mine at all. I love it. I found out that part of my thing is that part of why I see how I see what I see is that I don't take it the way other people take it. Other people are like, oh my God, it's, the end of the world. And it's like, no, no, I'm sitting there eating my popcorn going, oh no, I came to see this show.
Well,
This is
it's
the
not
show
even that
I
it
came to
affects
watch.
me. It's not even, it's interfering. It to me, I've actually been telling a friend of mine that I don't think everybody even realizes how many distractions. This is exactly what narcissists do. They want your attention to keep you hooked, to keep you distracted. And it's like it's distracting me from my life purpose.
Well, then
If
I
if
would
I
say
don't
don't pay attention.
if I don't even I don't watch TV. I don't hardly ever watch
I don't
YouTube
either.
at
I don't
all
watch TV.
because I don't have time. I work 6 days a week, literally. I've been working 6 days through the holiday. I go in on my day off. I work overtime and um, I sleep and I just melted down all my wax and my oil and I've been mailing packages. It's like I just have music on all the time or
Yeah, I
I'm
have
sleeping, meditation.
most of the time I have some kind of frequency music on when I have anything on at all, but most of the time I have it quiet. I like it quiet.
Yes.
But yeah, I prefer quiet, honestly. I do that a lot. I walk around and the people don't hear a peep from me. But I did have the experience of finally getting my living room and everything set up to where I could sit down in an easy chair with my massaging seat on the easy chair, my widescreen TV tuned to YouTube and Amazon Prime, not TV. I never watch TV. And just sit there and watch some shows and get a massage in my easy chair. And you know what? I realized I was really feeling very at home and happy at that moment. And I had had my birthday and we had gone to Odd Mall. Jason came through on that and I had I was not in pain at that point, and I was just watching a show and I was thinking, so many people, this is what they do all the time. For me, this is some kind of luxury. This is some kind of unusual luxury thing. Some people do this every single night, right? They come home. The first thing they do is they get into their easy chair, prop up, and turn on the tube, which I haven't done in maybe 30 or more years. So, yeah, I mean, it was so unusual, but but it was kind of homey in a way. It was sort of, yeah, it might have been 30 years now since I've done since I've done that. And then Cowboy got lonely and he came up on the arm of the chair and I was sitting and watching Vox Machina, as a matter of fact, which was pretty good fiction, and on Amazon Prime, and had my little kitty purring right next to me, and to me, I'm in the lap of luxury, and I realize that for some people this is just business as usual. This is just their usual day. To me, this was like the lap of luxury. I'm like, wow, I have it so good. I have such a nice life. I'm, in this nice place, just watching something entertaining with my purring kitty cat in an easy chair getting a massage. And I'm like, wow, this is great. And I'm feeling no pain because of the edibles. And I'm like, oh, this is great, man. This is absolutely great. Not that I'm going to do that all the time because I really like having my wits about me.
Right.
But after the crushing pain I'd been in, I'd been in some pretty bad pain to where I was sleepless. So, I mean, the contrast was just really nice to just, not worry about anything and just watch something fictional for a while that was actually pretty well done. Vox Machina is pretty well done. So basically, I just was so happy with my life at that point, and I realized that I was actually feeling at home in my place. It was just like I hardly ever feel at home anywhere, even though it is my home.
Yeah.
Kind of felt at home at that
I
point.
think sometimes, like I was telling you on the phone, I think our bodies are all holding in so much tension, waiting for the ball to drop, watching this world chaos. That's why I don't watch any of it. I
No,
have
I
the
don't
option
watch
to
it
turn
either.
all of it off. And so, like, I was having elbow
But
pain.
I have to say, it comes on my feed when I don't expect it. And what comes on my feed is stuff that I feel like it's there for a reason.
Yeah, some of the stuff when it pops up in my line of vision, it's because spirit thinks I need to know that stuff.
Right.
I
And this,
don't I don't live with my my head under a rock, buried in the sand. Like I what I need to see comes to me. I do not go searching. This is the point where I've let go. I don't watch endless videos. I know what's going on in Ukraine. I know what's going on in Gaza. Gaza and Egypt are actually the Holy Land. Are the very, very Holy Land. Gaza, Israel, Egypt, all of it. Because it was ISIS's wisdom that was taken out of Egypt into Israel. ISIS, the
Mhm.
goddess Isis, not the terrorist group ISIS. The goddess Isis, it
Right.
was
They
her
named him.
wisdom.
Do you know that in other parts of the world they don't call him ISIS, they call him Daesh.
Yeah, see, it's all
They
these
call
funny
it ISIS.
words.
I think the reason they're calling it ISIS is to denigrate, is to somehow conflate it with the goddess. Yeah.
Yeah, I had a friend named Isis, and she would go by something else because of that attachment to the terrorist group.
Yeah.
Yes,
See,
and
and I
so
think
I
that was
I get
completely
it.
on purpose. Yeah.
But I know the things that are going on, and all I can do is pray about it. I'm not going to watch this stuff. I send them healing. The angels know what's going on. So if all the humans just keep freaking out and raising hell about it and complaining, that's not really doing a lot of productive stuff for
Mhm.
anybody, to be honest with you. And I posted something the other day from spiritual, whatever spiritual channel it was, the spiritual library. It's one of my favorite channels for the stuff they post, and it's all spiritual stuff from all over the globe. And it said, I shared their post, it said there aren't enough of those jabs, chemtrails, or poisons in the universe to control a consciousness that is expanding. There is no one that can stop the awakening. Every soul is leaving this planet at its divine time.
Right.
We can want to try to control it. We can want to try to stop it. We can want to try to take away everybody's pain and ease all their problems. And what I do when I'm in pain is I ask the universe, what is the lesson? What do I need to change in my life?
Oh, I do
What do
too.
I need to let go of? I
That's
don't
pretty much
ask
what I do
anybody to,
too.
I don't ask anyone to heal me. I don't ever ask anyone for prayers or anything. I actually put my own hands on my own head and I ask myself, my higher self, and my spirit guides, please reveal to me what is blocking me. What are my beliefs? What am I holding on to that I need to let go of that is causing these issues in my life? I don't run for anybody to heal it or take it away from for me. Ever.
Actually, I do. And I do the same thing that you just said right there. And really, sometimes what I'm getting is that I'm not supposed to be an island. Is that no man is an island? You're not supposed to be in this alone. You're supposed to be in this with people. If you're supposed to be in this alone, Lady Spellbreaker, more power to you. But I'm not supposed to be.
Well, it's not, no, and it even says in the Bible that two are better than one in Ecclesiastes. I think
Yeah,
it's chapter 3. And for if one of you falls, the other one can help you up. And I
right,
do fully believe we are made for companionship. We are made to like,
right.
we are supposed to be hands on healers
We're
with,
supposed to be helping each
yes,
other in because I think part of this exercise is we've got to have some unity. It's almost like when we can't solve things entirely on our own and we turn to other people, that's the only time we turn to other people. Most of us want to be independent. Most of us would
yes.
rather be independent. We'd rather take care of everything ourselves. But then that means that a lot of times we're not I almost feel like some of this is because we're supposed to get together on things.
Yeah.
We're not supposed to be doing this alone. We need to become a community and become closer to each other and not be alone. But I mean, everybody's got their own path that they're working on. And whatever works for the person that is going through whatever they're going through, I am very much, you know, behind that. I mean, any way that it worked, what your path is your path, and you should be following. And I'm so glad that you're following your intuition and doing what your intuition says.
Thank you. I think that's the whole mission.
Yeah.
The whole mission is, honestly, I got a loud message because I got some new oracle cards that came with no book. They're astrology cards and they have an Ophiuchus. They were actually $50 from the Living Wheel channel on YouTube. And he made this deck and it includes the Ophiuchus. And I said, I guess that's a sign that you trust your intuition. If it doesn't
Mhm.
come with a book, that's the big sign. And I got him for the Ophiuchus new moon. And then I ended up not going live because right now I'm actually being guided not to divulge everything I'm doing. My
Mhm.
spirit guides are telling me to focus, focus
Mhm.
and create. Don't
Mhm.
use all your time and energy wisely. Use your words wisely. Be very wise with what you are sharing and with whom,
Mhm.
because the devil is
Oh
lying.
yeah, I don't tell everybody everything. God no,
That's the
that's ridiculous.
Ophiuchus
You don't
card.
want to do that. Mm-mm.
That's the Ophiuchus constellation in the card.
Mhm. Well, and if you're an Ophiuchus, you just naturally don't share everything.
Yep.
That's just seems to be part. We have a tendency to keep a lot of things close to our chest.
Well, I've been pretty transparent for as far as with my healing and my recovery and sharing all the things I've gone through. Trauma wise, abuse recovery, because I think it helps people feel like they're not alone and I've been through that too as a recovering alcoholic, as a recovering drug opiate addict. I just had 9 years no opiates on December the 3rd. 3-3, 12-3, 3-3. And so I think by opening up and sharing a lot of that experience, it helps others. It lifts the shame attachment to it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, you do want to do that. I mean, actually, everybody's going through things in their own way, and nobody who really wants to be scolded. You know, I
Yeah.
certainly don't take very well to being scolded. Or, you start scolding me for following whatever it is for whatever it is that I'm doing, I'll tune you right out, you know, because don't scold me. Come to me, come to me with respect and love, and we'll talk. But if you come scolding me first, oh, you're this and you're that, and you're doing this all wrong and you're doing that all wrong, I'm sitting there and I'm going, I think we have nothing to talk about. So, and I used to put up with a lot more than I put up with now, and now I don't put up with much of anything anymore.
Yep.
Scotty likes spanking, so if you spank him, he likes that. Okay, but not scoldings.
No, I'm not into corporal punishment.
See, I never had an actual addiction, I think, except smoking. And unless you count sugar, maybe sugar might be,
Oh, sugar comes in.
but that's something that everybody seems to have in this society. It's, you know, but
I was gonna tell Chloe what this says in this book about conjunctivitis. In this Louise Hay book, Scotty, have you seen this book? It's called Heal Your Body. It's a companion book to her book, You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay. There's audiobooks on YouTube if anybody wants to listen to it. But the companion book gives a rundown and it says pink eye or conjunctivitis is anger and frustration not wanting to see, which is basically what Scotty just said and what the other websites just said.
right.
So the affirmation for this is I
That's right,
release
Andy. Andy, stop drinking cola. Good for you. Right.
the need to be right. I am at peace. I love and approve of myself. So
Mhm.
you could like say that every day, 10 times a day for 10 days and see what happens. I release the need to be right. Ooh, how hard is that one for a lot of us to say? I
I
release the
release the
need
need to
to
be
be right.
right.
I release the
Not
need to be
very
right.
hard. Not hard for me
It's
because
hard for some people.
I've said that on this show a few times. Kind of in a word to paraphrase. I've said,
That's good.
well, I may be wrong about this, and I've been wrong before, but this is the way it looks to me. But then again, if it is different, I mean, yeah, I don't, you know what? I think spiritual people get into these pissing contests somehow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like a
Yeah.
spiritual pissing contest. Well, I'm more spiritual than you are. Well, I'm more spiritual than you because I do this. Well, I'm more spiritual than you because I do that.
Yes.
And it's like, do we really need to do that? Can't we just accept that people are doing it the way they need to do it, that's on their path? What's right for one person may be wrong for another. And I try to see it that way. So if I tell somebody something, like I could say to Chloe, there have been people who have taken extremely diluted, and you'd need very pure water to do this, extremely diluted iodine. And I mean, I have a solution that's a very weak solution of iodine that I use for my eyes sometimes, and it'll clear things right up. But that may be wrong for her. I don't know. It may not work for her. But if I were to say that, I would say it in such a way that, this is what I have done. I can't guarantee that's what is going to, work for you, but other people have gotten relief from that. Well, and that's partly due to the legal stuff too. I mean, we're not allowed to diagnose or prescribe anything, right? But, you know, is it so anyway, it's something that worked for me when I had problems with my eyes. I got it from somewhere else, you know. But I've said that. I could be wrong about that. I could be wrong about that being the thing for you. I could be or I'm trying to read and we've got quite an interesting chat room here. Oh, I'm at peace and I love and approve of myself. Yeah, I definitely love and approve of myself. You know what? Another one too is I wanted to say, um, I
I'm
bask
looking for
in the
some
beauty
medical.
of my own original self, which made me so strong that they had this bar that you would pull apart to test and see, muscle testing bar. I almost pulled the thing apart. I almost pulled the bar and broke it because it was on a spring and it was to test how right something, muscle testing, right?
Yeah.
So that's another thing I say if you do muscle testing or something, anything I say on here, muscle test it for yourself. Because that's what I mean. It could be right for me and wrong for somebody else. But, okay, go on with whatever. Go on with your bad self, Lady Spellbreaker.
I was looking to see if there was something cheaper for Chloe than $300
Well, that's what I was
raw.
saying is iodine is a lot cheaper, but it has to be a very weak solution.
Yes, yes. I was agreeing because actually Dr. Berg, he had poison ivy in his eye, not pink eye. Poison ivy. I remember that.
Oh
But
my God, that sounds absolutely.
yeah, he went live, or he uploaded a video that said this is awful, and his whole eye was poison ivy, and he said he gets it every year, and he was talking about how steroids can really, like corticosteroids, they're pumping cortisol, and how it does for, it's ridiculous. So I was just looking for a natural remedy.
Mm-hmm.
Because after you were talking about it, I just
Yeah,
clicked over.
I get really kind of weird when I'm trying to carry 3 conversations on it at the same time, but
I know. Well,
I
see,
can't, I have trouble with that still, but.
and you were talking about the remedies, right? So it's like I'm
Mhm.
hearing you, but at the same time, there's this information coming from somewhere else that's telling me to go
Right.
look up natural remedies, and it feels like all these voices are going on at once, and somehow something
Mhm.
weird happens. It did say
Yeah.
Tulsi, green tea, aloe vera gel, turmeric, neem oil, colloidal silver, make a poultice, and
That's another thing that would be completely safe. If you can
yes,
get some colloidal silver, that's it. That's it.
yes,
Colloidal silver, Chloe, and you can get
yes,
it pretty cheap. You can get it right from Amazon, in fact. Pretty cheap. Colloidal silver. That's it. It's a lot cheaper than 300 and some dollars, and it's perfectly safe. And
yeah.
I
I
can't
have
say
some.
that it's perfectly safe though, because
It's
but it's just silver. It's not a prescription or anything. But it does kill germs. It's antibacterial. There you go. We got it. That would do it. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to go full hog with that. I know I'm not supposed to do that on the air. I'm not
yeah. It
supposed to.
does. It's called Silver Wings on Amazon.
Yes.
Colloidal silver. You can get it in a dropper bottle or in a aloe vera gel.
Oh, well, Scotty has used all those voices in his head.
But that one in aloe vera gel also has tea tree oil, so I'm not sure you would want to put that on
I
your
don't think I'd want to
eyelids.
put tea tree oil in my eye. No, I
No,
wouldn't
you
do
wouldn't
that.
want to put it on your eyes.
Hey,
This
Dolly.
one
Hello,
is
Dolly.
with
Um,
organic colloidal silver with aloe vera, organic aloe vera gel, unscented.
mhm. I think I'd just go with the colloidal silver to start and see if that works.
Yeah, it says aloe
And
vera
then
helps
maybe
too.
add, if it doesn't, add a few things. Go with the least possible at first. I think I'd start with colloidal silver, just colloidal silver, and then move on up. If that is not doing it, I think I'd move into maybe some of the other. I'm not even sure if I want aloe in my eye. I'm not sure that that would be something I want in my eye either. I'd want the least.
No, I
Because
don't think
aloe is kind
I
of
would.
viscous, and I'm not sure what that would. Aloe's kind of viscous. I'm not sure that would be very pleasant in your eye.
Yeah.
I don't know about that, but yeah, I've had good results with a very diluted iodine. And let me see if I have it here. Wait a minute on this string. And I don't use it all the time, of course. I only use it when I really need it. But both of these are a lot cheaper, a lot cheaper. And if they work, then you don't have to spend 300 and some dollars. Uh, that isn't the one.
Yeah, that's a lot for some eye drops.
Yeah, that's crazy amount. That just goes to show. But really, the way that I found out about Sparts is she just came up on my feed. See, that's what they do. I'll be watching, I maybe have healing frequencies or something on, and they go off, and I'm wondering why I'm watching a Senate hearing. Why the heck is that on my feed? I don't understand. Well, it turns out to be Miss Victoria Sparts, who is definitely for me a sign that things are changing. Definitely, because now let me see if I can find this, if it's in here. It's in this bag of medicine. Is this it? No, it might not be in here. Oh, darn it. Darn it, no. But I do have colloidal silver. Yeah, you can get colloidal silver fairly cheap. I got big bottles of colloidal silver for fairly cheap, really. For like $20. You can get colloidal silver, and that's a hell of a lot cheaper than 300 and some bucks. No, I can't find it. Sorry. Not right now.
So I was waiting until I got my little tin done so I can send you a little sample of my pain balm that I made.
Oh, that'd be nice, sweetheart.
And a sample bottle of my CBD and CBG oil that I make.
Oh, there we go. Oh, wow.
Because I had to get the labels made. I had to wait for the stuff to come for my labels.
Yeah. That'll be wonderful. And of course, I will certainly comment on it on this show and tell people how well it worked. I also have to say that Gemini makes a nice cannabis cream, but of course, it can't be sent all over.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Mine is
unfortunately, she
CBD and
cannot send it to me, but
CBD and CBG, so it's not got any THC in it.
mhm.
So
And
it
then
can be sent all over.
I have a pain cream that is very strong, that is made from comfrey. If anybody needs it,
Oh, that's good.
I bought a case of it. It's very strong. Comfrey is not only for pain though, but it actually is very healing. So, in my case, it helped me get through torn rotator cuff, which is very painful. I'm sure you're aware. If you look up torn rotator cuff, how painful those are. They're like one of the worst pains because it's cartilage. But what was going on in my back was pretty bad. You noticed?
I'm very sorry to hear that. It was so painful.
Yeah, we all hop on that, don't we? It's like, oh, you don't use creams or lotions because they made Bengay. Okay, Scotty. No, I use comfrey cream, and you know what? That stuff I was eating. It's pure enough to eat. You can eat comfrey, and it's okay. Doesn't taste like very much. But I used to eat comfrey when I was in pain, and you know my cat loved it. Maui loved comfrey, and she was older cat, and she was in pain a lot, and she would eat those comfrey leaves, and she would be so happy. Because they were painkillers and also they were healing. So, but yeah, any one of us that's hurting, we all want to join. You know what? I'm sorry, Lady Spellbreaker, but I think that's a community thing. I think that having I think it's an opportunity when somebody comes to you and they want to be healed. I think it's an opportunity. I'm looking at it that way for us to show them love. You know,
Yeah.
it's like, what are we doing except sharing love energy? when we do that.
Yep.
So,
Sharing love and then uniting the wisdom and knowledge that's going to facilitate healing.
right. It's absolutely look at what's going on with Chloe here. Look what happened when I was in pain. Look at the way everybody was acting. It's like, yes, we want to help you. It's kind of a bonding moment. Not bondage, Scotty. Not bondage. It's not the same thing, Scotty. No, it's a family bonding moment.
Goodness.
Now Dolly's getting on Scotty's case. Boy, I tell you, you guys that are not seeing the chat in here, that are seeing this show later on, you're really missing a you're missing another kind of circus in here. Yes, well, it's good that you know that we love you.
Man, I gotta figure. Goodness gracious. I feel like I'm working 3 jobs over here, you guys. I like made my labels for my stuff. I've got so much to do. I spent hours wrapping Christmas presents for my niece and nephew and my sister and stuff. I actually asked my daughter if she wanted anything for Christmas, and the messages I got from heaven were she wants me to be happy and spoil my niece and nephew and live my life to the fullest. So she's manifesting things in the background that I can't always see.
Mm-hmm.
It gives me something
Yeah,
to
I got
believe in.
that going on with David too. Just when I think, just when I think, it's like, just when I'm not expecting it, all of a sudden he comes up with something.
Yep.
Something shows up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Just
know what
like
you mean.
just like the call I got on Mercury retrograde, because I went into the hearing office at the DMV the day before Mercury retrograde in August, and something wasn't right on my paper, so I had to go back and fix something and come back. So it was 82323 Mercury retrograde. And I got the news on Mercury retrograde exactly 4 months later on 813 or 1213. But the paperwork was actually signed from the driver's license place on 1212. It even says December 12th, 2023. This office is on receipt of your recent application, at which time you request a full reinstatement of your driver's license. And it's been approved. I was like on the 1212 portal. Imagine that. The final portal of the year, right in Ophiuchus on
That's
the new
great.
moon. I was like, this is cheers to the healing new beginnings, because I'm actually manifesting some big things over here. But I'm not telling all my secrets. Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, well, I don't think it's a good idea. And some things, until they're manifested,
Yep.
you just want to leave it under your
I
head.
Yep, I've been getting guided to lay low, even on my YouTube channel. And one of my subscribers was like, "You're touching your mouth a lot," and I was like, "Because I'm kind of nervous and I don't want to slip up and talk about things." I said, "So if I look like I'm acting funny than I normally do, that's why, because there's a big stuff going on." And I'm not telling it all anymore. And so then I saw it pop up on the news feed say, sometimes you block your own blessings by telling everyone your business.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
I
I keep
said,
a
thank
lot of
you,
things under my
Spirit,
hat.
for confirmation.
I keep a lot of things under my white shaman hat.
That's good. You should.
Seafood crunchies for my thyroid.
That's good. You know, you could take what's that? I just started taking it too. My mom told me, darn it, let me think of what it's called. It's a seaweed bladder rack. And it's very affordable bladder rack.
I don't know what kind this is. It just says seaweed. Sweet. Let's see. Expel. Sesame oil. Wasabi powder, sea salt. Oh, it doesn't say what kind of seaweed.
Mary Winds is in the building.
Mary Winds is in the house.
I'm on a catch me if you can fly by night type of thing these days.
You know, that's another thing too. If you come to somebody and request a healing, you're giving them an opportunity. You're giving them an opportunity to both to test their skill, especially if they're a newer person. And you're also giving them an opportunity to do something good that feels good. So you know what? I don't feel bad about going to somebody else for healing. And ask for help. I don't feel bad about it because I mean when people come to me, that's another thing. It gives me an opportunity. A lot of these cases is with the supernatural stuff, with the ghosts and with the spirits and with all of that kind of stuff. It has actually taught me so much to have people come to me with their different stuff. And it's taught me so much about reality that I wouldn't know. And so it's an opportunity, really.
Yeah, I agree that
Big
it is.
Justin is in the house. We know who that
And
really
then
is.
you can even you not only that, but you share your wisdom and knowledge and things. But it's like at a certain point, you will become your own healer. And I understand that lots of people are just very new and fresh on the path, and they're going to need to come to advanced people to gain the wisdom and knowledge from the elders, so to speak, the more evolved healers, because all of my psychic friends that are on the Zoom meetings and things, they tell me that my spirit guides don't want me to ask other people. They want to speak to me directly. They don't need me to be going to anyone else because nobody else knows the intimate relationship that me and my daughter have. She speaks to me in ways that many other people might distort things that are coming through because they don't know her. They didn't know her. A stranger is not going to know my daughter or the songs we shared or the things that we inhabited together in our physical life and the relationship that we have between me and her in the astral realm. Like I literally just said recently, if I ever dated a guy again, he would have to accept that I have a full blown relationship with the spirit world and my daughter. My daughter has moved to heaven, moved to the astral world. She's not lost. I know exactly where she's at. She's with me often, as a matter of fact. But she's not gone. Oh, she's far from gone. She is
Yeah, I
not
know.
gone at all.
That's like David is anything but gone.
Right. So if the new man couldn't accept that, then he can't be a part of the equation.
Amoxicillin. I don't want anything to do with that stuff.
Okay, listen, my loves, I got so much stuff I still gotta do. Today's like
Anyway,
maybe my only day off. It's Christmas week. I'm probably gonna be working 6 days again.
thank you
So
so much for sharing your knowledge of what's going on astrologically with us.
you're
I'm
welcome. It was good to see you.
always glad to have you come in and do that, sweetheart. And it's big hugs to you, sister.
Big hugs and love to you. Thank you for having me
Love
pop
you
up here for
too.
a moment. And don't forget, Mercury retrograde is a time of being still and going inward, not outward. And addressing
Yeah.
anything that comes up, because that's exactly what's happening. Things from the past that are unresolved might be coming up, and don't just shoo it away. Deal with it, baby. Deal. Like, address it, fix it. I just posted something about this Christmas, let go of any grudges. What did I post? This Christmas, end a quarrel. Seek out a forgotten friend. Dismiss suspicion and replace it with trust. Write a love letter. Share some treasure. Give a soft answer. Keep a promise. Find the time. How important is that one? We do lots of things or don't do things because we just don't have time, right? Forgo a grudge. Forgive an enemy. Listen. Apologize if you're wrong. Try to understand. Examine your demands on others, and that's good to even think about our expectations of others. People aren't where we think they should be. Think first of someone else. Be kind, be gentle, appreciate, laugh a little more. Express your gratitude. Gladden the heart of a child. Welcome a stranger. Take pleasure in the beauty and wonder of earth. Speak your love. Speak it again and speak it yet once again. And that's it for me.
Okay. No, have a wonderful night, love.
You
And
too.
we don't see you. I hope we see you before. But if not, have a wonderful holiday.
You too. Everybody have a most wonderful holiday and final full moon release the day after Christmas as we're bringing in our new year. And take care of
Mm-hmm.
yourself, my friends,
Mm-hmm. You
because you
too.
deserve it. Give yourself as much love as you give to others.
Mm-hmm. Um, I don't use amoxicillin because they really overused versions of penicillin on me when I was growing up, and I really think it had a lot to do with effing up my immune system, which it will. It'll F up the flora in your stomach. And so I stay away from all the antibiotics and amoxicillin. Heck, they were trying to give me amoxicillin for a cold, and you don't damn well that isn't going to do anything for a cold. What the hell were they giving me amoxicillin for? I think amoxicillin is the most overprescribed shit that I've ever seen, the antibiotic. However, and use too much antibiotics, and pretty soon they don't work. So that is the reason why I am saying I don't want anything to do with that shit. I had that when I was growing up. I had all kinds of sinus infections and stuff when I was growing up here. It turns out that it was really because there was mold in the place. And I was in one place or another that had mold problems up until I moved here. I started getting rid of my mold problems once I moved here. Amoxicillin is not going to solve your mold problems. But yeah, I think it ruined my immune system. That's why I won't have anything to do with penicillin, amoxicillin, or anything like that. So that's me though. Yeah. Well, it kills your gut flora. You're going to need to replenish your gut flora after you do any of the psyllins. So, because it kills all that, see, the problem with all that stuff is it kills indiscriminately. It kills the good bacteria and the bad bacteria. It kills everything. And what have I said so many things? You need the good bacteria. Mm-hmm. Yep. Kills all the good gut bacteria, all the good gut flora. And then you have other issues. After that happens, you start to have other issues, which is the reason I think they do that they overprescribe it, is it gives you all kinds of other issues that they can charge you for. And that's my stance on that. Now, that is real radical, but that's the way I see it. And as somebody who has had that kind of abuse perpetrated on me, I think I have a right to say that. Yeah, see, that's it. Basically, I have been working hard on healing my gut flora. What I did was I eliminated the things that would be feeding the bad stuff. That's how I keep from. And actually, I might have exacerbated some of my own back problems by not thinking very clearly and having some gluten, which does seem to cause swelling in some people. So I thought I was totally out of the woods with gluten. Maybe I'm not. I don't know. But, it was my birthday. I had some candy. Maybe it was sugar. Maybe there was still some Candida left. I don't know. Maybe I did something or maybe I didn't. But for the most part, I just try not to poison myself and not to feed these maladies the kind of stuff that they thrive on. Yeah, see, that's just it, James. Once you get that, it's really hard to stop it. Yeah, sometimes you have to there's just no other way. I mean, there's just nothing, and you have to have something like that. You have to have something like penicillin or something. You have to. Um, but for the most part, if there's a way I can avoid it, I avoid it. Yeah, see, I had such bad reaction. I will have a horrible reaction now if I take any of that. Like I said, I think it really effed me up as I had so much of that growing up. They would prescribe amoxicillin for every damn thing. Everything. Even stuff that there's no possible way it could work. Ridiculous. But that's the age that I grew up in, and I guess it might even be worse now. It's just my experience, though. Once again, I'm not saying anybody has to do anything my way. But I am giving you fair warning that it can be a problem. And you can look up most of what I'm saying as far as how it can F you up. That's why we have superbugs now. We have superbugs that have developed a tolerance for all the psyllins. Then what do you do? Why? Because they were overused. Right, Lady Spellbreaker. Right now, if there's any kind of universal contract between humans and tall grays, I break that sucker for myself, for sure. And anybody else who wants it to be broken, I hope they get that information and break it for themselves. Actually, I'm asking for that. Anybody who needs that information, that they get that information and go in and break that for themselves. You know, that's another thing. Gradually, we're going to have everything replaced. I expect there will be a lot of strange symptoms coming up. And I'm going to say, don't knee jerk and worry about it. I mean, because truly, I don't think that everything that's happening to us is going to be a bad thing. Is going to be because it's that every I mean, we're probably going to get things happen to us l- to get us to stop using whatever it is because it's being worked on. I mean, so many times we're given these maladies because it makes us stop in our tracks and not, and give our guides a chance to heal us. I mean, makes us rest and give our guides a chance to heal us to something else. So, oh, your doc waited until your wisdoms were pulled. Oh, okay. Yeah. So really, I mean, these maladies make you pause and take some rest, which I think is important sometimes, and listen to spirit. While I was resting up, I was doing a lot of listening to spirit. I was doing a lot of, there was a lot of introspection. It was also leading us to um, do some things to take care of some matters that came up. Like I said, Paul and I did a lot of work on everybody's behalf because we figured if we're going through it, then everybody's going to be going through it. So we were sending it out to anybody who needed it. We were sending the healing out to anybody who needed it and chose to accept it. But that's like Dharma, you know? Oh, you went into the silk browser? You've been making some silk artwork? Is Max on right now? Okay, I totally have no idea what you guys are talking about then. I didn't see Max tonight at all. I didn't see any ad that was he even on today at all? Well, I know he was here about an hour ago, but was his show on? Okay, yeah, because last night I fell asleep again, doggone it. I I tell you, these days I close my eyes for any time at all, and I'm just gone. But I know I do work in my sleep, and people who know me well know that they'll give me some kind of issue that something that needs some work. And I'll get sleepy and feel like I have to go to sleep. When I get called off to sleep is usually when whatever it is getting addressed. So I'm one of those doggone sleep psychics. So I know I'm doing all kinds of things while I'm sleeping. There's only one problem with that. You can't sleep all the time. And I don't remember most of it. So that's kind of sad. I don't remember most of it. However, I gotta say, it's just, um, I have this strange thing that I will start to get called away into sleep, and then stuff gets taken care of somehow. Or I'll get messages or whatever. I'll wake up with messages or something. Yeah. And I always fall asleep at Max's anymore, at Max Vision. I cannot stay awake. I close my eyes and get comfortable, and then I'm asleep. If I do that a few times, I'm asleep. I'm like, maybe the first time, second time, third time, I'm able to stay awake. By the th- maybe the fourth time, I close my eyes to see whatever I'm supposed to be looking at, and next thing I know, I'm waking up and the show is ending or it's all over already. Yeah, well, this is weird because I'm not necessarily tired when I fall asleep either. I just fall asleep. It's pretty weird. So anyway, I always have this strange stuff popping up on my feed that I can't figure out why it's popping up on my feed, but I guess that there's a reason, and the reason is because it's stuff that I should know. But like I said, usually it's stuff that is making me happy, like seeing Vivek Ramaswamy drive everybody else at the debates completely nuts. That's funny as all get out to me. I mean, I just love that. That's funny. That's entertainment. It doesn't worry me. You know what? I guess that's the difference is this stuff to me is now entertainment. It doesn't worry me. Yeah. Yeah, it's like all of this very concerning stuff, and people are all worried about all this stuff, and I'm like and I'm looking at it and I'm going, "Well, that's entertaining." Like I said, it's like you get to a point and you're, like, back from, and you're back from it, and you're kind of outside of it, and you're looking at it like, "Wow." Like the movie that it is, really, like the hologram that it is. What's going on in the hologram? You've been leaping. Mhm. Yeah, me too. It's what I think I'm doing too. Don't be surprised if that happens. Don't be surprised if you get that. And if you have strange body aches and weird shit happening because like I said, we're getting told that all of the stuff that's been going on in the astral level is now coming down into the physical level. So we're gonna have physical shit happen, basically. Physical stuff. Oh, gee. Yes. I think we all threw some healing at Rose. Is she better? Well, I went through a hell of a week with my back and leg issue. That was painful as hell. I think we totally are gonna each have that in our own way during this speed up time period. Seems like all the healers were definitely hit by something in the spine. Oh, okay. Well, anyway, um, we have some very interesting times coming up. Every time I look at 2024, I see it's gonna be like the Wild West at some point. It's gonna be a really wild trip next year, and this year, we're kinda winding up for it. I can see it a-coming. Like I said, I'm gonna have my popcorn. I'm gonna be sitting and watching it like it's a show because it is a show. It is a show. Um, I don't have your number, Scotty. I tried the number that you typed in here, or at least I thought I did, but it didn't work. Maybe I got it wrong though. But anyway, let me write it down again and see if hang on. Yeah, because okay. I'll try that one. Okay. You ran Bob Ross on last night. What? Gotcha. Gotcha, Scotty. Ran Bob Ross on last night. I don't know. The chat is doing their own thing. It's very hard to follow sometimes. Hmm. They got their own thing going. I'm so glad we're leaving Clown World. There is a suggestion as to for ourselves is to spend about 15 minutes a day designing New Earth. If you want to be a New Earth designer, I guess now's the time. You can be a designer of New Earth. Spend about 15 minutes a day designing how you want New Earth to be. I've been doing that. Actually, it's shaping up quite beautifully. Oh, you watched him. He slept like a baby. Bob Ross, his little and his happy little trees. I have the frequency videos that I play, and I'm always playing something. Well, not every single minute that I'm sleeping, but I'm always putting on something like, you know, uh, clear your third eye or heal your emotional system or heal your chakras or some kind of thing. Lulls them to sleep, yeah. Yeah, I get that with my voice too, is that a lot of people, if I'm, you know, that it's the kind of voice that I need to be doing hypnosis tapes. Mhm. Yeah, well, maybe I should do I keep thinking I should do some hypnosis tapes, some sleep hypnosis tape. We fall asleep to Disturbed. I usually have you know what, half the time, though, like I said, I'm listening to some kinda thing. And the minute it says, "Close your eyes and imagine," and the next thing I know, I'm waking up and the whole video is over. As soon as I close my eyes and start to imagine anything, it's like I'm asleep. Somehow, Scotty boy, that does not surprise me. Well, I used to like to go to sleep to Led Zeppelin. Ah, ha, ha, ah, ha. Bob Ross is a sleep aid. Wow, I wonder if he knows from someplace in the great beyond, because he's passed on. Bob Ross lulling you to sleep from the great beyond. Yeah. So don't play the ones that have water running in the background. I kind of like the rain ones. You know what? Rain makes me sleepy. I always want to sleep. I always get really good sleep when it's raining. That's one of my favorite background noises is rain. Raining in the background. A nice rainy night when you're safe indoors and the lightning every now and then and some distant rumbling. Yeah, that's nice. And I'm petting the kitty cat. It's real nice. Mhm. Yeah, thunderstorms. I love them. I really love them. Sometimes I'll just open my window so that I can watch them. Sometimes I go right out in them. Ah, mm. Yeah, I don't have that problem with the running water, at least not yet. You know what, though? I gotta say, for a little while there, I was having the peas. I mean, you know, where I had to pee all the time. And I think it was clearing something out because it's over now. But for a little while, I was peeing all the time. I was like, what the hell's going on here? But it was clearing something out. You miss rain and storms. You mean you don't have rain, Mary? Where you are? You want some? We can send you some, or you can ask for some. Sometimes you dream you know what? I've had dreams like that where I have to pee. And the funny thing about dreams where I have to pee is no matter where I go, they don't have a restroom. They don't have a rest. That's my mind's way of keeping me from peeing the bed, I think. Yeah, I don't miss sounds like that either, Scotty. 5 times? She got struck by lightning 5 times? Wow. Where's Michelle Canned Ham Free? Wow, 5 times and live to tell. Ooh. Well, you can have more rain if you want it. You can ask for some rain. It's not a problem. We have friends in high places, literally. Wow. Yep. Now, lightning comes near me, but it never strikes me. But you have to be careful. I stand back from people because it has a tendency to hit nearby me. It likes me, but it doesn't strike me. It struck our building. Yeah, I've sent rain to desert many times. I sent rain to the desert. I sent rain to California. I sent I've sent rain all over the place. I've sent rain to Texas a few times. We even sent snow. Yeah, we had a tree out in the backyard of my family home that got split by lightning, and then We had one that was next door split by lightning. So we've had some big lightning storms here. The pocket fisherman. Okay, it's almost 3 hours now. And we've talked about all kinds of things. And I'm going to be on again tomorrow. So I got some things I have to do tomorrow. I think I'm going to end it for tonight pretty quick. So I want you to know that, yeah, I'm fading. I'm needing to get back to bed and back to sleep. And Cowboy is kind of looking at me like, Mom, when you coming to sleep? Yeah. Love you guys too. Glad I could be in here with you. And I missed you. I didn't get to see much of you at John's, and I kind of missed you. Smoking in G sharp is on. What is playing? Yeah, I think I'm getting called up to do something. I don't have that channel, Scotty. You want to put that in chat? I will come in and say hi to G sharp. Don't you forget about Bob. I'll come in and say hi. Well, thank you for being here too. I think we need each other. I think staying in touch with each other is important at this stage. Whoa. Hang on a minute. Hang on just a minute, Scotty. I oops. Whoopsie doopsie. Okay, yeah, it's that time. I need to get off and get some sleep again. Okay. Now, hang on. Sleep again. Okay. Now. Okay. Hang on. I'm hitting it in my other phone, which only had 19% left. Okay. Now. Okay. Hang on. I'm hitting it in my other phone, which only had. Okay, and I'm hearing myself talk in the other phone. That's kind of silly. Let me fix that. Okay, smoking in G sharp. I wasn't subscribed. No wonder. I thought I was. Okay. Puff puff chat and all that. Yeah. I can probably hang on to do a little bit of chat over there. Okay. And to everybody who needs healing, I send angels and love. And don't worry, your family is here. Okay. Take care. Remember, truth is where you find it. Hope you're always finding some here. And don't forget that you are divine, even though it doesn't sometimes seem like it. So dream big and dream well. And let people know you love them, because some people are moving on. Okay. Love you guys. See you tomorrow night. Hopefully everything goes well. Good night.